Microsoft just dropped OpenClaw natively on Windows, and it's a much bigger deal than it sounds. Because this is bigger than a new app. There's now an AI built right into Windows that works like an employee. You give it a job, you give it workflows, it does the work and hands it back finished. Microsoft built their own flagship AI on top of it, and they finally made it safe to run inside a real business. So let me break down what they actually shipped and exactly what you should do about it if you run a company. So let's get into it. Firstly, what even is OpenClaw in plain English? So most AI is like a tool. It sits there and waits for you to ask it to do something. OpenClaw is more like an employee. You give it a job, it does the steps, it makes the small decisions along the way, and it comes back with the thing finished. It plugs into the stuff your business already runs on, like your CRM, your calls, your messages, your emails, and it runs the boring, repetitive jobs that used to need a person. And up until now, this kind of thing really only lived in the tech world. You needed someone fairly technical to set it up. And more importantly, to stop it doing something stupid once you gave it access to your systems. And now don't get me wrong, as a company who actually sets these up for businesses, this is not for the faint of heart. There still is some technical steps required in this, but it's just one step to them making it easier for businesses to implement. So here's what Microsoft just changed. And that's three main things. The first one is OpenClaw now runs natively on Windows. It has its own app. You can install it on a Windows machine just like you'd install anything else, and you don't need an entire tech department to do it. The second thing, and this is the big one for you and I, they put it in a cage. They built a new security system, and the easiest way to picture it is a locked box around AI. You decide exactly what it's allowed to touch. For example, you might want it to look at a particular set of files or a particular part of your system, but nothing else. And Windows now enforces that control. So the AI can do its work, but it physically can't wander off and get into things it shouldn't. But hold that thought because it matters more than it sounds. The third thing, and this tells you how serious this is Microsoft built their own new AI assistant on top of this exact thing. So the biggest software company on the planet looked at OpenClaw and said, yeah, we're going to build our flagship product on top of this. So the question is, why should you care? For most business owners, the thing holding them back from really using AI was never whether it could do the work. It was two main concerns. The first one is it safe enough to let the thing near my business, my data, my clients? And number two, is this real or is it just hype that's going to be gone in 6 months? And Microsoft just answered both of those. They built the safety part themselves and they bet their own flagship product on it. So that is this just a gimmick question has now been settled once and for all. And notice what kind of AI this is. This is a worker. It takes chunks of work off your plate, the follow-ups that you do, the admin work, the same handful of repetitive tasks that eats your team's time every single week. And this is typically the things you would normally hire a person to do. Now, I want to be straight with you guys too, because I'm not an AI hype guy. I am a practical optimist, and the version of this is quite early. This still requires a little bit of technical setup to do. And to really make the most out of this technology, there are layers to the game. Even for someone like myself who's been in tech for over a decade. So this version is early and they're calling it an alpha, which is just the tech version of a first rough version. So do expect bugs. So this isn't going to run your entire company overnight. It'll be rough for a little while whilst they iron out the kinks, but that's not the point. The point is the signal. A platform that runs AI employees just got picked up and backed by Microsoft. That tells you exactly where we're heading. And right now, being one of those business owners who actually gets this is a real head start. And the important part to note is that this window will not stay open forever. A year from now, everyone will know this, but today, almost nobody does. So the question is, what would you guys actually do with this technology? You don't need to go near that early version, but forget the software for a second. The real move here is to grab a pen and write down the work in your business that repeats. And actually, I want to rephrase that. Do not get a pen and paper, get your computer and write this down, or also have AI help you write this stuff. So think of the same type of jobs that you do, the same workflows that you repeat, the things that happen the same way every single time in your business each week. That is the list of gold for you and how you can translate that to AI. And mainly because the exact kind of work a system like this can take off your hands is a workflow that's clearly documented and happens repeatedly. And this is not things like judgment calls, relationships, or strategic type work that still remains with you, but the repetitive tasks in your business that machines can handle for you. And if you can do that for your business and you can document your business processes clearly, when you give that to AI, you will be ahead of most business owners. And now look, if you get to the end of that list and think, I just want this running in my business and I'm not about to go and fight the early release of an OpenClaw, or you don't want to go and try and set this up, then this is obviously part of the things that we can handle as a business for you. But I won't blabber on about that. If you would like to learn more about that, then you can check everything we do in the description. And if you want to have a look at our AI Agent Academy down there as well, where we teach you how to build all of this in your business, how to take advantage of AI technology and just learn about what's happening in the space, then that's available for you there too. But whatever you do the one thing that matters this week. Write that list down, because the business owners and the people who win with AI are the ones who get clear on which parts of their business actually repeat. Once you nail that, every single tool after it gets 10 times easier. But anyway, guys, with that being said, I hope you got value out of this video and you learned something new. And if that's the case, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. But with that said, see you guys in the next one.